the families there, but the Gambinos were very, very prominent in Ozone Park and Howard Beach. And we became friendly with John Jr. You know, I was a young guy, and my cousin and I were going to the club. You know, they had a club. They had actually two clubs. You had John's father had a club on 101st Avenue, and then on the side block was actually his brother Richie's club, who John Jr. and a bunch of guys stood in that club. And you know, this is what happens, is that you start coming around, and you know, a lot of people ask, like, well, how does someone get involved? It's you know, and I've always given this answer later on in life, is that you do not pick that life picks you 100%. And what I mean by that is a young guy can't wake up tomorrow and say, I'm joining the mob. You know, this is not you can't put an application in, and it doesn't happen like that.
John, was your sorry to interrupt you, but John, so I have some questions, but keep going. But my one question that I want to slide in is, was your father or any family members connected?
My father was not.
Okay.
I've had an uncle who's actually my mother's uncle, who was with Danny and Charlie Wagons Fatico.
Okay.
So they brought, these are the guys who brought Johnny Gotti in.
Yeah, it was John Gotti was his driver for Carmine, I believe.
Yeah, well, these were you know, these were the original owners or makers, or whatever way you want to say it, of the Bergin Hunt and Fish Club, which later John brought to Ozone Park. That club came from Fulton and Rockaway in East New York, Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
So hold on, John. So it's interesting because you talk to people throughout the country, and people tend to kind of glom New York and New Jersey together. And I'll be the first to say, and you know this, New Jersey and New York are just a lot different. So if you grew up in, let's say, Howard Beach, Ozone Park, versus growing up I grew up near Elizabeth, New Jersey, big
Yes.
difference, right? But so we're both Italian American guys. I do come from a separated family, a broken home, if you will. We're a single mother family. I guess you lived more with your father, or you had access to both. I had access to my father until he died when I was 17. But so I see a commonality where you're like, okay, hey, wait a second. There wasn't a father figure consistent in the home, or two parents. I kind of understand that part, right? And then the other part is I get like, it's like your cat, right? You don't choose your cat chooses you. So I get kind of like how you can get like moored into the life because it kind of finds you or it's around you, right? But one thing though is, to be really honest with you, like we're close in age, and my one friend got into hedge funds, another friend got into mortgage. I, got into a marketing firm. Not that we were like good guys or had access to what you had access to, but like we kind of had similar upbringings to you, not too far away from New York. I know New York, there's more temptation. So I want to hear a little bit more about why you got into it. Because I get the father figure. I get that. I get the, you were kind of around these guys. But like, were you like John A. said he was like, went to college. He was like playing baseball, but he just couldn't get out of it. Like, were you always meant for this life? Or did you try to like have a straight life? It didn't work out, and then you pivoted over to organized crime. I just want to get a sense for that part of your decision.
Okay. Well, firstly, I don't want to be, I want to just say that, first of all, everyone makes decisions in life, and you have to be responsible for the decisions that you make. So I'm not blaming or trying to blame coming from a broken home as an excuse, that because there are plenty of kids and young people, both male and female, that come from broken homes that make it in life, that don't go to the life of crime, and that's a choice that an individual makes. So
hold on, just like there's kids that grew up in a normal, perfect family, and they want to be in the serial murders. So
exactly,
categorically agree with you, John.
It's a life choice, right? And we're all responsible for the choices that we make. And I am taking responsibility for mine. I'm not even trying to say that my neighborhood or my parents or anyone